Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. If you have been watching my archetype breakdowns and you've heard me mention several times, there's a list of basic talents that all characters have access to. All of the classes give you multiple opportunities to select options from just this list. There are a ton of options listed, and it can be daunting to figure out what is actually useful for your character. In this video, I'm going to walk through them one by one to help you determine what's helpful and what you can ignore. Please keep in mind this perspective is based on someone playing on Daring, previously known as Core, so things may be completely different on Unfair. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more CRPG videos. The first talent is Bolt Weapon Expert, and it gives your bolter attacks an extra 10% armor penetration. Prior to getting this talent, you may notice bolter attacks successfully hitting but dealing no damage. Armor can reduce the damage of your attacks, so armor penetration helps to ensure when you hit, you deal as much damage as possible. Definitely pick this up if you are using bolters regularly. There are a bunch of other talents like this which give you more damage, armor penetration, or dodge reduction with one type of weapon. The answer always is that if you use that weapon a lot, then go ahead and pick up the appropriate talent. If you don't use it, then ignore it. There is no need to be an expert in multiple different types of weapons unless that playstyle speaks to you. Combat Master ensures enemies cannot gain melee superiority bonuses against you. Melee superiority is triggered when 2 or more enemies surround you and provides them a +10 bonus to weapon skill for each additional enemy. This talent is critical for any frontline fighter to have. Swift Movements grants 2 additional MP. There are a ton of ways to gain more MP, so personally I ignore this, but you might find it helpful. Dueling Mastery provides a 15% bonus to parry. Since it's a percentage bonus, this isn't going to do much for you if your parry score is low. But for tanks or similar characters with sky-high parry ranks, this could be a significant bonus that is well worth it. Same deal with Nimble, which provides a 10% bonus to dodge. There are multiple party members who depend upon dodge for defense, and this is a great way to bolster the stat further. It Will Not Die increases your wounds by half of your character level. For tanks and frontline fighters, I would say this is a must-have. For other characters who aren't getting hit as often, this isn't bad to take, but you can also safely ignore it. Next is a list of talents that provide you with proficiency in Melta, Plasma, Bolter, Flame, Aldari, or Drukhari weapons. You automatically get Chain, Power, and Solid weapon proficiency, and there is no need to add anything else. Only pick one of these if it happens to fit your playstyle. Heavy Armor proficiency allows you to use heavy armor. You must have a strength of at least 45 to pick this talent. Heavy armor will reduce your dodge by 75%, but it is one of the best ways to increase your deflection stat, which is deducted from any damage you experience. Having heavy armor basically allows you to ignore agility. That will significantly impact your initiative, but there are some characters who automatically go first and can help your tank get around this, so it's not a real concern. Dual Weapon Combat allows you to attack a second time in the same turn with a weapon in your other hand. This attack suffers a -20 penalty to weapon and ballistic skill, and it costs 1 action point more. For the first 20 hours of the game, I'd say this isn't much fun, because you will have trouble absorbing that penalty while still hitting enemies, and you won't have a lot of extra AP to use. When you get into your second archetype, you'll pick up another action point along with more mechanics that will give you AP based on what you do, and this playstyle becomes significantly more viable. FYI, your party member Jay has a unique dual-wielding talent. Heavy weapon proficiency reduces the strength requirement for these weapons by 25. Absolutely a must-have talent if you use those types of weapons. Most of them are ranged, and obviously strength doesn't help with that, so it's counterproductive to sink 30 points into strength just to use them. This will help you utilize heavy weapons while still investing enough into ballistic skill for them to actually hit enemies. Hurt Like Hell is triggered when you fire heavy weapons and provides a percentage increase to critical hit chance equal to your ballistic skill bonus and a percentage increase to critical damage equal to 3 times your ballistic skill bonus. Absolutely, if you use heavy weapons, this is a must-have. Breaking Point allows your heavy weapons to deal +2 damage, and they ignore 2 points of deflection. If it's not clear by now, heavy weapons really tear enemies up, and this is another talent you want to have. The next few talents are all training options for different characteristics. Typically, which characteristics you are able to increase during level ups is determined by your archetype or your origin. This talent allows you to increase a specific characteristic during level ups, even if usually you wouldn't be allowed to do so. This can be invaluable if you have a really weird build that doesn't fit the rules of the game but makes sense in your mind. It also doesn't hurt that it increases the characteristic by 5 points. The next few talents after that are base options for each of the skills. They will increase one particular skill by 7 points and allow you to improve the skill even if your archetype or origin doesn't allow it, similar to the training options from before. Again, this is fantastic if the build you want to pursue isn't allowed by the options chosen during character creation. Next on the list is a collection of advanced skills that again correlate with each skill in the game. You must choose the base talent version of the skill first before you can take the advanced option. This talent will raise the skill by 13 and allow you to reroll one failed attempt per test. It's hard to tell you whether or not this is worth taking because Owlcat is still balancing the game. In the beta, Pascal has repeatedly failed checks in lore and tech use despite my efforts to focus him on those skills and increasing intelligence every chance he is given. Consequently, I found it valuable to give him talents in both of those areas. It seems unreasonable that this is intended, so the balancing may be much better upon release, and these talents might be best used when you want to raise skills that you haven't been able to focus on. Regardless, one skill that you should definitely consider for this is Demolition, since failing that check on a random mishap could cause multiple party members to take injuries and force you to load the last save. Last on the list is Grenadier, which ensures your first grenade in combat doesn't spend AP and does not count towards the attack limit that turn. You need to be close enough to actually deploy these, so it's not worth it for snipers or other ranged characters that stay way in the back. For your front line, it makes a ton of sense to pick this up and deal damage before moving in for the kill. At first, grenades will be very sparse, but by Act 2, you'll get more of them on a very regular basis, and there's no reason to hoard them. That's all the information I have regarding the base talents in the game. If you have any questions or feedback about this video, please leave me a comment down below. Hope all of you enjoyed this video. Take care.